But you have to have gone through something and been battle tested to understand that. I've never been in the military, but baby, I've had some battles to fight. And with God's help, I've been victorious. I ran across a Nigerian scammer. 8 is the number. I think it's $8 million, an $8 million scam he had. He was scamming the elderly people, and it was all romance scams. I keep talking about this because it keeps coming up in the news. People have, and mostly women, but it happens to a lot of men too. They have lost their whole life savings trying to help, having compassion and kindness for people who claim they love them. They talk to them for a minute, and somehow they even do them. They may initially give them a little money, but by the time it's over, they have surpassed 100 times of what they gotten, what they given. It's just so sad. The mentality of people don't want to work. They just want to beg their way through life. If begging is how you get it, begging is how you're going to have to keep it, y'all. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just senseless. What make the Bible say a man don't work, he don't eat. You got to get out there and work, and everything is not going to be easy. You understand what I'm saying? I started off in retail, man. I stood up from the time I got there to the time I took a break. Back on that concrete again. And I know a lot of people that retire in retail end up with problems with their back, with their feet, with their legs. It's not easy work, so you got to wear good quality shoes. And one thing I learned, like working in the kitchen. So y'all know I work in the kitchen, and so I have Nike tennis shoes, and one time I wore my Crocs. There wasn't big. The Crocs weren't comfortable in the kitchen. But y'all, I got some Clark slide-ins. I got them in different colors. And when I tell you I've worn them in the kitchen, I don't have any problems at all with my feet. None at all. None. And one day for vacation Bible school last week, one day I wore some sandals. I had on a red kitchen t-shirt, and I had on some red sandals. I think I got for like $7, y'all, at Fashion Nova. And when I tell you those sandals my feet did not hurt at all. Like sometimes if I wear something like that, when I leave that night I may cramp. I didn't have a cramp at all. And another thing I want to tell y'all about, if you have a cramp, she's deceased now, but my sister told me this. And it works. One day, another time, leaving the kitchen at church, and the little lady that cleans, she's not there anymore. I got in my car, y'all, and my hand was like this. It hurted so bad, I couldn't even grasp the steering wheel. So I asked her, would she please open the door and let me go back in there? And I just took some mustard and put it on my tongue. And I'm telling y'all, in mere seconds, the pain was gone. I was able to come on out of there. That mustard works. It has happened to me one night last week. I got a cramp. And let me see. Yeah, one night at the vacation Bible school, I got a cramp. Excuse me. And I went to the kitchen and I put some of that mustard on my tongue, and I walked back up in there and rinsed my mouth out and went to bed. I mean, it instant. I don't know what it is about that mustard on your tongue, but baby, that pain is gone. And my church member said that what she said, pickle juice does the same thing. I haven't tried the pickle juice, but I'm telling you, I 100% approve the mustard. And then I had told my PCP about it, my primary care, and she told me, she said, you don't have to do no mustard. She said, do some CoQ10. And I had some CoQ10, but honestly, y'all right now, I don't know what I did with it. I honestly don't know. But I know I keep mustard at the house. I keep mayo and mustard and Stuff like that. So, but yeah, thank God. Oh my goodness. But those Fashion Nova shoes, now the Nike tennis shoes, baby, my feet still be hurting. I'm just gonna keep it a book. Maybe it's the ones I actually have. Yeah. But the newer ones hurt and the older ones I had. Now I got some Under Armour, I got some Adidas. I hadn't tried all those. And it depends on what we're cooking. Like if we're gonna cook something with flour and all that, I don't want to get my shoes messed up. But yeah, I had wondered what I really called y'all about is to talk about that romance scam. And again, I keep harping on this because it's necessary, because it's still happening. Your elderly relatives or a close relative or close elderly friend who is compassionate and kind and lonely, go check on them, call them and talk to them and stuff like that, because they're being scammed by these people. They know they're lonely and they take advantage of that. And when talking about elders, I'm 60, about to be 61. I'm considered an elder now too, but one thing you gonna know, you ain't gonna be able to scam me out of my money. Baby, I feed you all day long. You hungry? Here go a plate, but you ain't getting no money. If I'm giving you money, we got a promissory note that you gotta pay it back, or I just, I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart, like a kid got a little event or something like that. But I love that you're supposed to cost me no money. But what's going on with this car? I need to go around them, I guess. I gotta get to this meeting. I wonder if she out of gas. Y'all, when I get to a half, I go ahead and fill my car back up. I filled up at Sam's yesterday, and I was like a little under half, well, in between maybe a fourth and a half. It took me $31 to fill my car up. I was like, oh my goodness. And then I don't know what type of fool that was, because during there, I'm almost at 3/4 of a tank now. I'm like, well, what is going on with this gas situation? I told my sister the other day, gas just don't last in your car like it used to. I don't know what they're adding to the gas, but whatever they add is making this a trap gas. I know. Oh my goodness. Shoot. Make you think of algebra. If you add something whatever you add to one side, you gotta take off the other. That's how I feel about the gas. Gee. All right, y'all be safe. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a blessed day. Much love. Bye. Happy Tuesday. So I went to the store. I spent $20, I think. Yeah. Well, I got two separate orders though. Right here I got eggs because oh, you know what? I didn't need these eggs until the weekend. We cooking this weekend, but I wasn't thinking. I only needed, let's see, I need 9 and 8. So I only needed 1, but I'll pick it up for later. I got the chicken wings. Yeah, I got these other week for $3 or something. This was $6. But I want to do me some wings. I got onion. Tomorrow we're doing red beans with Manda smoked sausage, rice, Jiffy cornbread. And I'm baking 2 cakes. I'm baking this one, and I bake them in those long pans. And so this I use a white almond sour cream cake, wedding cake recipe. And for this one, I just triple it. So sometimes I use it, but I'm not going to do it this time. My daughter was telling me about the produce, which I didn't know. They said on buy green onion. I did get some. I'm going to rinse them real good. I always do. I got bell pepper. This was 97 cents on sale. I got my almond extract for my cakes. I got powdered sugar, and I got 4. This was $2.47, so I got 4 of them. And I got some sour cream. That's on my cake. I'm going to have to do that when I come back because, I just got it. And I need to... what I do is try to set it in some warm water. And I got to go pick up the beans and the sausage and stuff like that for the thing tomorrow. So, anyway, that's all I got. I just want to share. Y'all be blessed. Much love. Bye. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, July the 13th. Expecting more rain today. How's everybody doing? Welcome all my new subscribers, which is not very many here lately. I understand. I'd rather them be slow and organic, but anyway, y'all, our sermon at church yesterday was saved and still being delivered. And it's so true. You know, people think that because people are in church and they're Christians that they're perfect, and that's far from the truth. Like Real say, we're imperfect people serving a perfect God. Yeah. And so, you know, I like how my pastor always talk about us not being any better than that prostitute walking the street, or that alcoholic at the liquor store. We you know, even if we, you know, if we're bound, if we're sinning in one area and we get delivered from that, we still got something else. You know, and there's some things, some ways we're sinning we don't even know. So, oh my God, all these people running this light. That's a bad. This is a bad place right here. I was right behind a car that got knocked during into the traffic signal. People just don't pay attention. And when the guy hit the lady, he was in a big brown truck and she was in a little SUV. When he hit her, check out what I'm saying. He looked up from his cell phone like, what in the world just happened? Sir, you texted and ran into that woman. Just have to be careful, man. Like I said, I be on here talking, running my mouth, and but I'm looking at the road. I am, and I have to, and I'm sorry. My last video, last I checked, I had got about 20 views anyway, but I'm still doing it because I consider this a ministry, and most of what I'm doing, I'm on my way to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really taking a lot of my time. You know, you can't do everything hoping to get compensated for it. Some things you're gonna have to do as a service, and I learned that later in life than I should have. I have been more blessed helping others than I have getting blessed, if that makes sense. But you have to have gone through something and been battle tested to understand that. I've never been in the military, but baby, I've had some battles to fight, and with God's help, I've been victorious. Thank you, Jesus. That's why I can shout on Sundays and treat people well every day of the week, because I know what God has done for me. Things I've shared and things I haven't. But one thing I can say about us as women, and I say us because I'm not exempt either, be careful when you get into relationships. Be careful if you're dealing with a guy and he's the only thing that's on your mind, because God need to always be first, right? So our God is a jealous God. How you gonna put that man before him? He died for you. You get sick, that man might walk out as quick as the doctor give you the results, the diagnosis. So be careful, y'all. Seek God first. And the desires of your heart, if it's in His will, be added to you. That's the thing about it too. The things we want, we gotta pray and ask if it's God's will for us to have them. And that's the dilemma I'm going through right now. Every single day, Lord, is that what you want for me? Is that what you have for me? Is it what I want for myself? And I was thinking about this too. You know, a lot of people, when they're blessed and the Lord puts them in a better financial situation and financial burdens have been lifted, the first thing they want to do is set themselves apart from the people that don't have. You know, they want to be a part of the haves and don't look out for the have-nots. But I thought about this morning. If God have blessed you to live a prosperous life, and you use your prosperity to uplift yourself, be careful that blessing was not from the devil, right? Because everything God do is love, right? And so if you're blessed in abundance and you can help somebody and you don't, but you use your abundance to look down on people, that just might be a blessing from the devil. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So I often think about stuff like that. Like, what's the first thing you do when you get a little money and when you can better yourself? Do you do anything to help anybody else? Or are you a flosser? Somebody that want to take what you have and belittle others? Because baby, my pastor speak on this, and I've seen it other places. The grave is the best equalizer. You got more houses left to the blessed next to the poorhouse. What you do on this earth, when you die, don't matter. You're gonna lay side by side. The people ain't had nothing. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a blessed day. Much love. Bye.
can never repay you for all you are and all you've done for me. I couldn't thank you enough. My worship could never measure how I feel. So I'll be an offering at the potter's wheel.